my background is my family business, which is a site in Newcastle, North East England, where we have 150 different businesses. It's a business centre. I'm the fourth generation to be operating on this site in this district next to Newcastle upon Tyne. And the original family business was a delivery business, which my great-grandfather set up. He'd been a delivery manager for a department store. He didn't get promoted to the top job, and his wife said he ought to set up his own business to provide employment for his 4 sons, which he did. And they grew the first weekly truck from Newcastle to London. Wow. And built the business to be a top 5 UK furniture removal business. And I've done a number of other different things since then, getting my fingers in pies with a tech business that's been growing massively in the pandemic, with a recruitment business that's actually based in London but gone full hybrid and national. That's tech recruitment, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a flavour to get us going. There's always a bigger yacht. Yes. There's always a big, well, for me, I think that's growth mindset. I'm always thinking, how can I improve? How can I learn? How can I grow a business that's going to be, get there and get bigger? Because I think I started from, albeit a family business, in the 70s when I grew up. There was a lot of industrial unrest. There was hyperinflation. The British economy was the sick man of Europe. My mum kept buying home products or cars that broke because they were poorly manufactured. It's in that context that I thought, I better try and make some stability in my life by starting my own business.
You can tell when someone loves what they do, that they go into detail that nobody else would notice because they're doing it for themselves. As you actually get a lot of people that want to get rich quick or just do stuff for the sake of doing it, but their heart's not really in it. And because of that, the customer service and the love for what they want to do probably won't stay forever because they're just trying to get rich quick. As with someone that's actually genuinely in it for 10, 20, 30 years to build something, I think it does show.
2004 to 2008, I had a marketing agency which was called Wilson Harvey, and we'd grown to about 30 people, and we merged with another agency called Lowy. And Raymond Lowy had founded that business quite a number of years ago in the US, but it had ended up being owned and run in London.
But I think the one thing which can make or break any business is comms, it's PR, it's promotion. That actually you can have an average product that is promoted well, do very well, and you can have an exceptional product which has poor comms, poor messaging, poor graphics, poor brand, and it tanks. And it's one of those things that I don't think is taught enough or accepted widely enough of how important it is.
I think an even dirtier word in the world is sales. But if you can't sell anything, you can't get the tills ringing, if you can't get the money through the door, then your product, your business isn't going to thrive. And awareness is a key part of that. Yeah, my wife was a dermatologist and she became a consultant at the RVI, the main hospital in Newcastle, and dragged me home. She's from Liverpool, I'm up here. And I came to work with my dad to take over this business as a kind of springboard to what am I going to do with the rest of my life through collaboration, innovation, skills, and noise/advocacy to pitch for government to support the North East. And I was on the team that initiated the idea, which became Newcastle University's National Innovation Centre for Data, which is a £30 million investment in a building that's on the Helix site, the Science Central site next to St James's Park and the University and the city centre. And it's those sort of anchor buildings that start the narrative for growth.
Would you be happy to almost share the best piece of advice you ever had?
It's a kind of card game analogy to always underplay your hand.
Okay.
Never overplay. People talk about humble leadership or, not alpha male, but beta male leadership. And I think it's always better to try and not oversell and not to push things, but to let let things emerge. I also got a very good piece of advice, because you can think there's a whole world of problems and challenges, and that as an entrepreneur, a leader, you can feel quite lonely in all of that. And it is to give yourself a pat on the back.
Mm-hmm.
If you've had a great day and you've achieved something big that you thought was going to take a bunch of time, you finish it by lunchtime, take the day off. You acknowledge where your success has been in that piece of the journey and get out there and do some other stuff. When the challenge with entrepreneurs is that when it's going really well, you don't want to sell out. And when it's going really badly, you go, oh, I wish I could sack this and do something else. And I suppose, apropos, sort of similar to backing, patting yourself on the back when you realize and you mark that you've achieved something. I think it would have been good to kind of bank some of the gains along the way.
Mm-hmm.
As a chess player, I used to be very good on attack and then get checkmated all the time because I didn't have any defense.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's always good to think about that. Maybe that's the older person, because you want the energy of youth to keep going. I'm indestructible, and I'll just keep going.
What's the dream? You've had such a varied career. You've done loads of really kind of great stuff in different sectors, and helping to build whole communities in terms of tech. And you have the property, and you have everything else. Fast forward 5-10 years, however long you wish. What's the dream? What makes Charlie Hoult excited? What makes you still want to work?
Well, I realize that I can't do everything, and I can't set up a business a week, even though I always have ideas. I go, oh, that would be a great business. So I've got, and you've got to make bigger bets rather than start something small. And but I have 4 sons who are all leaving school and then going to uni, and one of the dreams, I'm sure they'll never want to work with me, but is like to create some kind of conglomerate where we're all connected, but we all have our own independence. Mm-hmm. And the Scandinavians do this really well. And, there's always Rothschild's bank, set up where the father Rothschild sent his 4 sons to UK, England, France, Germany, Italy to set up branches of the bank that did different things. It would be nice to set up, that's kind of dynastic thought, isn't it? To set up something where everyone's happy to work together in a great business. And so, that something like that might be an interesting business. Cool. I've always wanted a finance business that's like on direct debit. Everyone's just, and you're absolutely rinsing the money. But it gives you a platform to do stuff. Yeah. So, it's that it gets me going to prove you can do these things, and it creates some money that you can then use. I've enjoyed a bit of philanthropy to give money away to try and target some of these things in the social problems that we have in any region, and to get involved with fixing society. So there's like entrepreneurs, you want to make money, but you also want to make history.